purchased our 6 acres of land from a marketplace listing. Lead with your brain, not with your eyes. It's gonna look really good. Make sure it's not in an HOA community. If you have been contemplating purchasing land, this is your confirmation you have been waiting on. You have waited long enough. You will not know all the answers. There is not a perfect time. Don't waste another minute. Start now. Hey social media family, it's your favorite real estate host, Kaylee, checking back in with another video. Thank you all for everyone who has been watching our content that we have been putting out weekly. I hope you guys are doing well and making great informed decisions. If this is your first time stopping past this channel, my name is Kaylee and I hope you are doing well. Make sure this is not your last time stopping past. Hit the subscribe button if you would love to join the family, and also hit the notification bell to be notified every time we have a new upload. We're gonna hop right into the video. Let's dive in. So you have been contemplating on purchasing land. While you have been dreaming and contemplating purchasing land, have you also thought about your why? Your why. What's your purpose? What is your purpose for wanting or needing to purchase land? If you have not thought about why you want to purchase land, I highly suggest that you start there. You don't want to purchase land just because all the Joneses are purchasing land or all the whoever is purchasing land. You want to know your purpose, your why. That will help you build confidence along this journey. After you know your why is planning. You want to plan. If you fail to plan, finish it for me. You are planning to fail. Planning is a very crucial, essential part in a lot of things that we do in life. Whether we're going to the grocery store, whether we're going to the car wash, whether if we are contemplating on purchasing land, we have to have a plan. Ooh, you like that? Now, when we're talking about planning, we're not talking about just planning to just put on the shirt. I know what outfit I'm putting on. We are talking about multi-layer planning. There's multiple steps in this thing. You're not just going to be able to wake up and say, hey, I just want to put on this nice tan shirt today. It has to be a thought process for you to be able to successfully be able to get to the finish line. All right, we have our purpose and we have our why. Those two will help us, guide us to find the desired perfect location for your purchase. So if your purpose is homesteading, to me it would make sense to be looking in a location that is warm year-round, that way you can have potentially a year-round garden season. So I say that to say, don't be scared to buy out of your market, meaning don't be scared to buy where you currently don't live right now. That's back to that multi-layer planning. We're not just thinking about now, we're not just thinking about tomorrow. We're thinking about a couple of months from now, a couple of years from now, and then our legacy after you're no longer here. So think, when you're making these decisions, you want to think multi-layer, not just right now. That's not what we want to look for when we are looking to purchase land. Now, this is another hard topic that no one wants to ever talk about. How will you be able to afford the land? Having an A, B, C plan for this question is crucial because going in blindly can keep you from ever owning land, unfortunately. Money, 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 money. Man, I wish we can just get it off the trees. So let's hop into the next question, then we'll hop back in. Once you have your A, B, C for how you will be paying for your land, we have another brain buster. What can you actually afford? Think about your down payment, your monthly payment, your property taxes, your closing cost, and we can't forget the upkeep. You cannot miss a step in any of this process because there's really no shortcut to success. If you want to do something, do it the right way. That way you can avoid running into any problems on down the line. So take your time. Talk to your loved ones, your decision makers, if that's your wife, your husband, your children. Essentially, who's ever going to be helping you pay for it, those will be considered as decision makers. If they're not giving you any money, they can shut their lippies. Now, let's move on. If you plan to use a loan, which type of loan is best for you? We will get into loan types that you should consider another time. For now, if you have an urgent question that you may be in a dying matter to get an answer, feel free to email us. Our email is in our description, and we will be reaching back out to you to help you make a decision. We don't want to hold you up. After you have completed your multi-layer planning, you are ready to start now looking at the next phase, which is I will call the buying phase. It's okay to look, although you don't have the money or the loan right now at this time, long as you have completed that first phase. If you have finished that phase, it's okay to go ahead and start researching your next big project. This is a project, and you know how we do projects in grade school. You break the mini tasks down and it ends up a nice, huge project for you to present in class. So this is essentially the same thing. There are multiple ways that you can skin this cat, traditionally and non-traditionally. Traditionally, the first thing that people do is they go to a realtor. 1-800-realtor.com. They can answer all of my problems. Price tag. No. Here at Francis Comfort, on top of our mission, when we are doing marketing or if we are purchasing things, we are looking for deals. We're not looking to price tag. No. Non-traditionally is what we will talk about today. I truly do believe there is a time and a place for realtors, but this party, they ain't invited because they not needed. If they're needed, we're going to invite them to the party. But if they're not needed, they're not going to get an invitation. If you're looking to go the traditional route, I would recommend you going to your local realtor office and speaking to a realtor and see what they have. I will say that the properties that the realtor companies have are very, very, very expensive for not much real estate. Very, very expensive, but not a lot of real estate. We want a lot of real estate, but very cheap. And how can we do that? How can that be done? So today we're going to be talking about non-traditional routes to purchasing land. Things that you are going to need is your thinking cap, your decision makers, a phone, a pen, and a notebook. Once you have your supplies, the next thing that you want to do is raid public platforms such as Facebook Marketplace, such as Craigslist, such as any other platforms that I did not list. Believe it or not, my husband and I purchased our 6 acres of land from a marketplace listing. And guess what? It was under market rate. Now that sounds good to me. Now on my hunt, I reached out to a realtor, but I also did my own homework as well. And on that realtor goose hunt, they were sending me 0.54, not even an acre of land for $54,000. Joke. So if you are wanting to go that route, I'm not against it, but I want to help individuals who want to go the non-traditional route, save some money for some other things that you would need it for your project. And again, I'm not against realtors, but there's a time and there's a place for realtors, and this ain't it. Next. The things that you should be looking for when you are looking for land. You want to make sure that it has public utilities, public water. You want to check the flood zone. Make sure it's not N-O-T, not in an HOA community. Do I need to say that again? Make sure that it is not in a HOA community. HOA, Homeowners Association. Make sure that is not in a HOA community. To find out answers regarding if the potential property has public utilities, public water, and the flood zone information, you can contact your local county building and they will have the answers to those questions. Free of charge. It's a free charge to find out those answers. I need to add that. It's a free charge. Again, no HOA, no HOA, no HOA, no HOA. I can't say this enough. No HOA. For some reason, there's this good stigmatism about HOAs. And I spoke to a lady and her husband. They own a print shop and they bought their first home in a HOA community, and she raves about how much she just not regret the home, but about not knowing the power of HOA. They make you pay. It's a nightmare. You don't want to be having to pay for your home, your land, your property taxes, and an HOA fee. Again, if you want to pay money, if you want to be told what to do with your own property. But here I say no HOA. They kill dreams, they drain your pockets, and they are bullies. One other thing that I left out that you want to check to see if the land has the potential to be perked. And you can do this by, if your land is near some houses, let's say you have a piece of land and your neighbor's house is about 100 feet away and they have septic, then that's a good telltale sign that your land will perk. If you're buying land and it's no other houses nearby, it's kind of a telltale sign that it won't perk. But that's not to say that you can't buy the land if you want to hunt, if you want to do this, or things that's not livable. If you want to buy the land for things that for reasons other than living, that could still be a good piece of land for you. That is why you need to know your purpose. That is why you need to know your why. That way you can avoid buying land or potentially buying land that cannot perk, and you essentially have to sell if you had planned to live there. So ways to avoid that is, if you're looking at a potential property and you are not sure after you did your visual inspection if this land can perk, what you can do, if you have already been contacting the seller, if not, contact the seller and ask them, can you pay for an inspection fee to see if the land can perk? With that, I will highly recommend you getting your paperwork in order. That way, if the land does not perk, you are able to get your inspection fee back with no headache. And then you will know, hey, this land won't perk. So that's very key. I just wanted to add that in there. That is a very good option if the seller agrees. And I honestly would say, if they don't agree to an inspection fee, that's a huge red flag. So throw that in there and see what they say, and then you can go from there. Lastly, it's a fun process. It's supposed to be fun. It's going to be very tedious because you're very anxious, you're very excited, but you have to also take your time. Take your time. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This is your investment. So you want to make sure that you are taking your time with this investment. That goes into our last step in this phase. If you guys have not seen the video, how to prepare raw land for living, you can check that out. I have the card right here. Check it out, and then that will also help you, give you an insight on some of the other tasks in this project after you buy the land. For this step, we're going to be talking about due diligence. Due diligence, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence, due diligence. Due diligence. You want to make sure that you do your due diligence before putting one red penny on anything such as this. Now, due diligence. How you can do your due diligence can be various of ways, depending on if you want to spend the money or if you want to save the money. First thing that I would recommend is you calling the county tax department, to be exact, and to check the property taxes on this land. If it's paid off, the taxes are zero, great. If the taxes are not paid off, you want to get the amount, and you want to also make sure that the name on the property tax with the county matches the seller you have been speaking to. The person who pays the taxes and who is registered with the Register of Deeds in the tax county local office is the owner. So if you've been talking to Reggie and you call the county building and they say Reggie ain't the owner, then it's some funky business going on. So One, make sure the property taxes are paid. Two, make sure the property taxes match who you have been speaking to or who's ever has the listing listed. If it's not a realtor, if it's being sold by owner, then it should definitely match the person at the courthouse. With your due diligence, that's all free. If you want to go a step further and do a title search, you can reach out to a real estate lawyer. I would recommend a real estate lawyer, not a traffic accident lawyer or not a drug case lawyer. You want to reach out to a real estate lawyer. And again, you could be thinking you buying land from this person and they don't even own it. So you want to make sure, and we have seen that. That's the last darn thing that you want, to be buying and spending thousands of dollars to somebody who don't even own it. Multi-layer planning. Be patient. This is something that you really want, I understand. But you have to be patient in the process. That way you don't get taken advantage of. You can catch the red flags as they come. Lead with your brain, not with your eyes. It's going to look really good. It will be even better if once you get to the finish line, you're buying it from the actual owner. Once you get it, the property taxes are paid and you don't be buying something for thousands of dollars, but then the property taxes are thousands of dollars. These are the things that we can avoid if you do multi-layer planning properly. So I think I have talked enough. I thank you guys for listening to my story. I hope that you guys have learned how to buy raw land. This is key in today's society. They are not building any more land. So you want to get you a piece of land when you can, when your money allows it. You want to get you land. Land appreciates. Land is like your gold. Buy land. Buy land. I cannot say it enough. Buy land. I'm your host, Kaylee. Check it out. See you guys.